Hey, 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 what is the daily? Yo, welcome me, welcome you, welcome.
Welcome.
Back to Let's Talk Love. And we talk love, we try to live love to the best of our
mm,
ability,
yep.
and we just trying to learn every single day um how to love each other just a little bit better every single day. I am your host, the one and only Ms. Love Doctor, your favorite love prescriber. And where there is love, there's always inner beauty. So y'all already know what's the deal. Say what's up to my beautiful co-host.
Hey, hey, y'all. Beauty on the beat. That happens to be inner and outer beauty. Thank you.
Inner and outer and
Mm-hmm.
inner and
Mm-hmm.
outer.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Mm-hmm.
what's up. That's
Mm-hmm.
what's up. All right. So if nobody has told you today, we definitely want to start the show off by
We always say that.
sharing some love
We have
because
to,
you
please.
may have been at work all day.
Mm-hmm.
I often think about, you know, my empty nesters,
Mm.
and
Man,
I
that's
think
happening.
about people who may be divorced with no kids or single with no kids, or just that may not even have a lot of human interaction.
Mm-hmm.
Like that does something to your overall mental health, of
Yeah.
course.
Yeah.
So to me, it's very important for us to share a little bit of love, because if you are someone who nobody has told that they loved you today, we definitely want to be the first.
Always.
We
No, we
love you
love y'all. We
guys.
love you guys.
Love is love. Give love,
Yeah.
share love, and
Mm-hmm.
you'll get some in return. That is the goal. Um, yeah, let me see where we at with it, because this say that we're live. Y'all know we gotta share the show.
That's what we're doing. That's
So
what you'll see me looking down.
if
I'm
you guys
sharing the
are
show.
already tuned in, please you share it with someone. I was watching um Avion the Mobile etiquette. I don't have to tag her.
AV on the mogul. I like that
Yeah,
chair.
she showed me how to hold the thing today.
Yeah. Woo.
I did a great cheer toast to my friend today. It's great to see your people feeling good about what where they are, what they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just like, cheers to, I don't know what happened with this. This try to do something completely different. Cheers to just always trying to be a better you, you know,
Me?
like constantly working on it. Cheers to everybody. If you have a water, cocktail, whatever, it moved me today, because like sometimes we don't really sit in the small wins, which are
Mm-hmm.
ultimately big wins. So it's like, cheers to all those small wins.
Mm-hmm.
And when I ended the toast, I felt it like, and cheers to us genuinely being in love and loving each other the way we're supposed to be, like authentically. Like, I don't know, it's something about it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I
Cheers.
do know, but I'm not articulating it in the way that I felt it, because I said it. It was just
Uh-huh.
natural then. But
Mm.
right now, hey, hey, hey. This
Cheers.
lets me send it
Cheers.
to people on. This lets
Yep.
me send it to people
Mm-hmm.
on. I'm on YouTube.
Oh, okay.
So before we begin, we got to create the soft space, and
Favorite.
this show is dedicated to the men.
It's your turn again, y'all.
So for the men that are listening, and the men that are close to my heart, that I care about, that you care about,
Mm-hmm.
um, and the men that are afar. So let's take a minute and listen to yourself when you take this deep breath, and allow your shoulders to drop and your jaws to unclench. Do you ever watch how men be like, you never
Mm-mm.
notice how they be? I don't know what they be
Mm-mm.
doing, but men be having that little thing going on where they clenching their jaws. I don't know what they're doing.
Okay.
But place your hand over your chest, and we are going to, I need to get it over here and share it.
I'm sharing,
Whisper
y'all.
to
In my
yourself,
eyes.
I am more than what I carry.
Oh, I am more than what I carry.
I am more than what I provide.
I am more than what I provide.
And I am allowed to be seen.
And I am allowed to be seen.
This space is for you. This space is for you.
Mm,
This space is for us.
Yeah, yeah.
And today, what we're going to do is therapy cards for men.
Oh, yay.
And these are by Dr. Ebony. We've done these before. As you can see, my little can is a little beat up because it's
It's been used.
it's been in use.
Okay, it's been in use.
It's been in use. Okay, so we got some sharing action.
I did mine.
I really like her name on Facebook. And I really appreciate when you guys tap in, when you tune in. It means a lot because we can just sit up and talk to each other every day, all day. But it's nice to be able to talk with you guys about love and know where you're at and what you're thinking and what you're feeling, because it's ultimately really what's important, right?
Yeah.
To understand what everybody is feeling, what everybody is experiencing.
Life, yeah.
And because we be just talking anyway. You know what I mean? Like,
we do.
People want to talk, and I just love how, like, when we did the Let's Talk Love with the teens, the boys come in, they had the hood tied up tight so you can't really see their face, and I'm just here because my mom made me come here, and I'm like, okay. By the end of it, they like, all right, good off talking. I was like, I thought y'all didn't have nothing to say. I thought y'all didn't have nothing to say. All right, so let's do a card.
Okay.
And then I'll keep sharing it. I'm really trying to share it to men. So,
ladies,
if I don't share it to you, it's nothing personal, but I definitely am like, looking for some men.
Please get a man, share it to a man.
To have a man tap on in.
Because we hear that men doesn't have a safe space. And this month, we're trying to create a safe space. And it's not combative. It's not anything, because that's your personal feelings. Okay. And I'm really talking to myself, not to y'all. I'm talking to myself. I am telling y'all that I'm not being combative. I ask questions because I really want to know why the way that y'all think the way that y'all think. So then that way I can understand what sometimes y'all be thinking. Okay.
Okay.
That's my disclaimer. Okay.
All right. Hey. Okay. So our therapy cards, as you know, they come in categories. So one is triggers.
Lord.
And one is mindset.
Okay.
Hey, son. Thanks for tapping in. This is for men's mental health. And habits. Habits, mindset. I think habits.
We both at the same.
I think habits.
I love
needs to happen.
Yeah.
I've found this girl though. She be getting me together. I be listening to her.
Okay.
On the ride in the morning on the way to work.
Well, she needs to send that.
Like the one I listened to today. It was called "Lock the Fuck In."
Ooh. Okay.
I was like, she said that, and I heard that,
and I'm about to listen to
that.
Lock the fuck.
Lock in. What we doing?
Okay.
All right, let's go. Habits. 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 Okay, what it say?
Lord Jesus. Okay, it says, which habit once helped you, but no longer serve you?
Okay.
And you know what? I mean, when I started thinking about it, and then I like how they break it down, right? And it says sometimes you develop habits out of needs to survive. It's okay to let go what no longer serves us. And that's, like setting boundaries. A habit of not saying no, or a habit of feeling bad if I couldn't do something for someone else. And it's not because it no longer serves me. It no longer serves me in the negative ways of feeling used and feeling, like doing it not for the right purposes. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
And now that I am understanding what real boundaries look like for myself and the okay to say no, I just feel like it's helping me to see my value within myself.
Mm-hmm.
And like I appreciate, like the growth within myself, and for me to not continue to feel bad about things that's really is out of my control, that I can not allow to,
Yeah.
make me feel a certain way. Like it's really big for me, because when things are changing and things like that, like that's a habit of, like, you know, getting complacent. And I don't like being complacent, but sometimes I find myself that I am.
Yeah. Yeah.
And wanting to take the easy route when you know that you can jump over that hill or climb over that mountain, or get a ladder.
Or get a
you
ladder. I
know
mean, there's always that.
hmm what about
All right.
you?
What did I do on my card? Okay.
hmm
What solutions led to you comparing yourself to others? What
Oh,
situation
okay.
led you to comparing yourself to others?
Mm.
I think, not I think, I know that if I was to say I compare myself to others, I don't necessarily be like, oh, I want to be like this person. Okay, all right, because this could be a positive thing. Um, in my business class, we had to compare us. If we wanted to be like anybody in business,
Uh-huh.
who would you be like in business? And then, like,
Mhm.
the more and more you learn about like what it is that you want to do, they tell you to study the people that are already doing it.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm
Mhm.
saying?
Mhm.
And so in that sense, like, I kind of want to like be like Ayanla, you know?
Okay. Ayala Bands.
Yeah, no, you know that's my girl.
Yeah.
That's my
Hey,
TT.
for sure, for sure.
Yeah,
Because
that's
she
my
goes
TT.
against the grain a lot of the
She
time.
gonna tell you the
And
truth.
she's not always against the grain, but she doesn't do anything popular for that reason. You get what I'm saying? I love
Like
that
on
you're like,
purpose.
you do it like, yeah, like, nah, it's okay, that's the trend, but I like it, but I don't need to be on it.
I
Y'all
don't want to
doing
do it.
it.
Y'all go ahead. It's all right.
Yeah, yeah, but that's Ayala as well.
Okay.
Because I remember some of her male shows, how like she would talk to the women as well, and like, no, sister, you think that? Yeah, I'll be like,
Beloved.
beloved.
I do think though,
For
like just to keep
sure.
it all the way real, I feel like there was a situation of not really comparing,
Mm-hmm.
but I feel like I shrunk myself
Mm.
because of what they were already doing.
Mm.
And I'm just new coming into this thing doing it. And
Okay.
so that made me feel like maybe I wasn't supposed to be doing it. I'm gonna just keep it real. They kind of made me feel like I wasn't supposed to be doing it. And I felt like only because I was vulnerable. But if I had not even been looking to you and just looked to me and what I know about me and just did that, then there wouldn't have been no wriggle room for me to feel any kind of way.
Oh,
You know
okay.
what I mean?
A little bit. Because you was like the rigmarole and the thing. I was like,
No
okay,
wiggle room. There's no
okay, okay.
wiggle room for me to feel away if I wouldn't have like looked to this person because they've already done it.
Okay.
They've been doing
Okay.
it. So I'm thinking like, oh, okay, they could teach me the game. We finna rock and roll. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah,
But
yeah, yeah, yeah,
instead it
yeah.
was like, you're not competent enough to do this thing because you've never done it before. Never
Mm.
said the words, but it was the feeling
Yeah.
of it.
Uh-huh.
And I'm like, and when I got done, I'm like, you know what you're doing? You run your own life every day. And I was like,
Oh, my.
because you thought looking to this person because they did it before that
Uh-huh.
it would be like, a mentor, I guess.
Yeah. And we believe in mentors. I don't think like a lot of people, like, it's okay to have someone that you can talk to and like look for some type of guidance in whatever field you want to be, or just like, I mean, I think that people get coaches to play a sport that they want. So to me, it's like, why not align yourself with someone that not have what you want, but more of have like the tools and the habits and the things that help them be successful, to be able to, oh, okay, well, I see the success in you, and I want to help you.
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah, and there's a lot of people that are like that, and
Mm-hmm.
that's
Mm-hmm.
beautiful because at the
And you
end of
gotta
the day,
find them. 'Cause,
you
yeah.
know, and the crazy part is usually it's just really having somebody to say, "Oh, you know, you got this. You got it." You know, and maybe
Mm-hmm.
everybody doesn't necessarily need that, which is fine.
Yeah.
But I don't know. We all do it for each other for sure
For
on
sure.
a
That's
daily
right. Amen.
basis. Like, girl, shut up.
Oh,
Girl, shut up. You
we're
got
the
this.
first ones trying to figure out how to help each other. Like, what? Huh? It's like, girl, and I
Let me
love that.
calm down.
And I
Let
love that
me
though.
calm
To be
down.
able to have someone on your same wavelength, to be even able to see like you're in need of something and they're willing to want to help you, you know?
Yeah, yeah. It's real. We should help each other. I think it's
It is funny.
the natural thing to do.
Hmm.
And okay, so this way of sharing, okay, I like it.
She's learning so many new
I
ways,
have to
guys,
like go
because
a
we
different
need
route.
more shares, we need more likes, we need more. Please subscribe.
It's nobody knows
Subscribe.
that we even back on barely,
And
so
that's why
that's
we need
why.
y'all to talk to them for us because y'all missed us and we missed y'all too. So,
But I used to have like when we were on air before, I used to have like a sharing system, and I was
and we're
able to
gonna
get
get
it
back
done
on
fast.
that.
So I have to
Yeah,
just realign my
that's
system
okay. And we're
with the
gonna get there
system.
because like my
Um,
friend is all in, like, she doing big things. We're all doing big things.
I think everybody is doing their best, and I think it's beautiful to
In
see
this
because
in
there's a
this
lot of
economy, it's a
change.
lot of like, look, y'all got to still a roof over your head and a car to get you to and from, or legs to get you to the bus. Like, we got to really be grateful for
Okay.
every little bit of thing we got going on.
All right, baby. Listen, today we
All
are
right.
kicking off something special, I guess for the second time. Um,
2 weeks in a row, y'all.
because we are back and we are honoring men's mental health month.
Uh-huh.
And I was like, once I realized we were 2 weeks in and I did not host the event that I was trying to plan,
Mm-hmm.
I was like, oh my God, I cannot let this month slide by and not do anything. And I had already was looking at, doing, 4 weeks for each week. I was like, all right, we're just gonna rock it into July
We good.
and
We
we gotta show the
good.
men some love.
Yeah.
And just just to be able to let you know that this is a safe space on this platform. When we talk about love, it's for all humans. You understand what I'm saying? And I mean
All
that in the
human.
way of like um the most positive way possible because that's just how we have to view each other. Um
Yeah.
so share this same little bit of love that we share with you. Tell someone else that you love them. I just think you should just do it right now. Like, don't even think about it. Don't even just take your
Love
phone, just like you
you.
just saw me doing. I'm gonna
Mm-hmm.
do it too. I'm gonna make a post and just say, I love y'all. You do it too, friend.
Uh-oh.
So we all doing it. Okay, what kind of font is this? This is new.
What is
Tell
this
somebody
one?
right now that you love them.
Mm,
Drop a heart. Let me know when you have done so. Because I think it's important. Boom. Pow. I don't know what kind of font that was.
I put,
Um it looked at see-through. I don't know what it is. Transparent. And especially if you're sharing love with a man who needs to feel appreciated, celebrated, and deeply cared for. Um, so thank you very much. If you have not liked our page, specifically YouTube, if you can go to YouTube, it's Miss Love Doctor MIZZLOVEDOCTOR, and subscribe so that you can know when the lives come on, or subscribe on TikTok. And we will soon be on other places where you can
period.
subscribe. And but drop a heart, share with other men and women that you think will benefit from this conversation, honestly, and come talk some love with us. We definitely appreciate you so much, specifically who are already here, who taps in on Thursdays at 7 o'clock.
Posted it. I put, I love
We
you.
we appreciate you so much. So I am encouraging the men to tap in one more time because we really want you to be a part of this conversation. And we most of all we want to hear from you.
Yeah.
We want to hear from you. So tonight we are continuing once again the series, and we're gonna talk about identity,
Ooh.
right? And when I think about identity, I feel like we can go ahead and swag and surf into worth, identity and worth, and the quiet questions that so many men carry in their hearts, but rarely really say them out loud.
Yeah.
Right. And um our last show was Do You See Me? And I think that with that being said, it's like, do you really feel seen? Do you really feel unseen? I'm assuming. And we do have a guest of love that will be joining us. And I'm so excited because, we be needing the menses in the building just to really hear what they have to say. And so, and if you are a male and you would like to tap in, send me a DM. We got one more week to go. What's the second week in July? That's the only week we got left. So if you want to be a guest of love, we got 1 week open.
Oh, okay.
Open for a male to join us, because we have another guest of love next week, and then that following week we have that open. Yeah, because I was like, girl, we can sit on here and talk all day.
But we can't.
But we need to talk to the man.
We need
to talk to the man. So July 9th, if you are a male and you want to come on and express how you feel, I'll let you know what the topic will be about. But this week is about identity and worth. Okay. And so
identity
and I'm in the sense of like, do you see me? Not for what you do, not for what you provide, not for how strong you pretend to be, but literally for who you are, like who you are as the human to the core, the little boy that grew up.
Ooh, the little boy who grew up.
That's really who we are. We're just little kids that grew up.
Little kids that grow up.
And so,
damn,
we'll talk about right.
When I thought about it, I was like, yeah, we are just little kids that grew up. Everybody.
Same little kid.
Damn.
We really the
that's
same
funny.
little kids.
That's
you know
funny.
what I mean? So
that's funny.
That's why sometimes you gotta accept that little kid when they want to come out.
Yeah.
They want to come out.
Yeah.
Like every time I see two beds in a hotel, I want to jump in both of them. Like from one to the other.
Oh wow! See, she was a daredevil back in the day. Okay. Ooh,
you never jumped from bed to bed in your entire life.
No.
Wow.
Hell to no.
We finna do a staycation. You jumping from some bed.
I don't think that's gonna be wise now that I know. Okay,
let's bounce.
We can
bounce from bed to bed.
Bounce from a bed to a closet. That's happened before.
Bed to the floor.
Yeah. But never bed to bed. Okay. Yeah, that's why I said I know I'm clumsy, bro. That's what I said. Maybe that's why I didn't choose to do daredevil and shit. Okay. Girl.
That's funny. So let's get into what is self-worth. Like, what does it mean?
Yeah.
Just to talk about that a little bit and understand that it's an internal belief that you're valuable, that you're deserving, that you are enough.
Ooh.
You're just enough. Like you're enough for it to be enough to be enough for it.
Ooh.
What is it? Enough. It's enough.
It is.
Do I need more? I mean, do I need less? I mean, without having to earn it, to perform for it, or just to prove it. And I think a lot of people definitely sit in a space of wanting to
earn it,
perform it, in order for them and prove it. Proving it is big. So yes, this girl, this podcast that I've been watching, she knows me. She knows me, and she was like, yeah. Even with the ums and the I thinks, she's like, you know what you're talking about.
Okay.
I'm like, I do.
Yeah.
I don't know why I be saying that, but no, for sure. And the simple fact of like, you are one of one, like you are enough. what more could you be besides who you are? Versus, we're not talking about the self improvements, the self reflection, we're
Yeah.
not talking about that. But I'm just saying, as a human, you, Marquita, Beauty on the Beat, are enough. Giving them, does that make sense? What I'm saying?
You, Tasha Keith, Miss Love Doctor, you are enough.
I mean, yeah,
See?
we're saying the same thing.
Mhm. I think that is good because I feel like a lot of the times, like you said, as a kid, you are just a grown up kid, right? And if you either had to, you found your worth out of either like the proving it, earning it, like that's how it was taught to you, then that could make you only feel that those are the ways that you will be able to receive it.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that that's deep.
Yeah, grown up kids that we need to heal them kids. Them kids need to be
Mm-hmm.
healed. And so it's the foundation of how you treat yourself. That's so big, because that ultimately kind of filters and funnels into what you tolerate.
Mm-hmm.
And we were having a conversation today, and I was like, oh my God, like, when you realize that you were where you were and how you were living in a lower vibration,
Mm-hmm.
period, of life,
Yeah.
you tolerate things that you in the moment are like, why in the hell am I
What the
what am
hell?
I doing? It's what you pursue, what you're brave enough to go after, like how much you
Ooh, what
understand and
you're brave enough
believe
to go after.
in yourself, what you accept, how you love, how you receive love, and how you allow others to love you.
How you allow others
How you
to
allow
love
them to love
me.
you.
Mm-hmm.
And what you just won't allow. Fine by me. That's what she said
Mm-hmm.
on The Color Purple. So self worth says, I deserve good things because I exist. Only because you exist. Simply because you exist. Not because you perform for it or you bark
Okay.
like a dog.
Mm-hmm.
It is identity. It's not an achievement. It's being. It's not doing. It's inheriting. It's not conditional.
You know what? It's hard for me to believe any of that because,
Let's
like,
talk about it.
I just feel like it. I don't know. I've never seen. I don't know. I don't think my parents taught me any of those things or made me feel like I could just be me or like because again you're taught to like listen and do and like I've been in the realm of like being from like place to place. So like people make you do a little bit more because it's like, well, your mom on drugs, you're this. Okay, you could be, your people didn't want you. And like I'm gonna treat you any type of way. And I feel like that was a lot of my childhood, even though it was love there, but it was still like that's what they were taught.
Mm.
You get what I'm saying? It was like it was just a thing that again as a girl this is what you're supposed to do, this is how you're supposed to look, this is how you're supposed to dress, this is how you're supposed to act, this is how you're supposed to like everything was given. And then if you're not doing those things, if you're not this, then you're in trouble for a lot of the things that you just want to do.
They were kind of
And
shaping you.
yeah, so when it says like unconditional, when it says like you don't have to perform it, you don't like all of those, you don't have to achieve like your identity is not who you are or like your achievements, but it's like no, why is that not? Why can't like I've worked hard for these things, why is that not me?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure. I don't know. I think for me, it was, I mean, I guess it's the same thing essentially, just a little bit different. It was the fact of like, my situation is this, so I'm separating everything like this.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So if I'm this, then I'm not that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
And
Uh-huh.
that is like ridiculous.
Mhm.
when you really think about it in hindsight, like, girl, it's specifically like in school, and I'll bring it all the way back to like middle school, right?
Okay.
I didn't feel like I had cool clothes, so I would wear my
Yeah.
brother's clothes,
Mm.
and so I was dressed like kind of like a little boy a little bit,
Mm-hmm.
but nobody wouldn't think that that wasn't my style. Like
Okay.
talking to people
Yeah.
back from school, and they were
Yeah.
like, "Well, yeah, you was popular." I'm like, "I was popular."
Mm.
They was like, "Girl, yes." What is? I'm like,
I
I
looked
don't
at
know.
her photo.
I
She looked
I
like she
didn't
was.
see it.
For sure.
But it just makes you think like whatever you think your circumstances is, the person that you are still shapes that into something beautiful
Yeah.
no matter what. You know what I mean? It was
Yeah.
like, okay, you thought like you were, So I think about that type of stuff definitely growing up and understanding why I probably do some of the things that I do
Mm-hmm.
the way I do them. And it goes back to that little girl that was like, oh, okay, well, I got on my brother's clothes, so I'm
Mm-hmm.
girl,
I
they
used to
thought
get
they
mad
thought
when
I
my
was
brother
fly.
would want to take my like baggy clothes that I had. I'm like, so what, you're gonna wear my skirt next? Like, I was like, I didn't want to share, like when you're a sibling and you're like,
he didn't want to share with me, like, stop wearing my stuff.
Yeah,
I'm like,
that's how I
yeah,
felt.
I'm wearing these Dickie shorts tomorrow. I got a nice top to go with them with some shoes to
And
match.
it's crazy because he's super tall and that's why they look back like your outfits looked.
Yeah. I mean, but I got a job when I was like 13, so I was able to start like getting it together. And then like 14, 15, we start making a little bit more money. And then 16, 17.
She's like, I don't even have to ask nobody to
It
do
wasn't
nothing.
like big money, but we can go up to the Midway, we go to Mervin's, put us together a little Levi outfit, you know what I mean? And then we got paid on like Tuesday, so we had the newest shoes out before everybody can get them on Friday. Yeah, it was fun.
And this is young, okay?
Yeah.
She said 13. Okay.
Yeah, where we went for son's graduation, that was my first job. I was 13 years old.
Crazy.
And they taught you life skills, and you had to go to like life skill classes. I remember that.
I like
it. Just makes me realize like they gave us the fundamentals as a kid. You don't know that's what you're doing. You're there. We probably was griping about. I know going to the baby mama class, we had to go to them. We had to go to sex education.
Yeah.
We used to have to carry an egg. I used to give my mama the egg.
I had a baby for real. And my grandma was hot because the baby was under the bed. Okay. I knew I didn't want to be a mama early. Okay. I knew it because when I sleep, I can't hear not a thing. Okay. Not a thing. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So it worked out for me. Okay. Yeah.
It
took me a minute to say, I'm about to be happy.
All right. So I definitely wanted to look at it in the sense of like, we know what self-worth is. We know that that's your identity of who you are. But then I was like, let me see what the intranets is saying.
Yeah.
What self-worth means to a man specifically.
Yeah. Yep. Because we can only go on our side.
And I mean, I could just go off of what I've heard or whatever. But I'm like, let's get to the laptop. And it says, for men, self-worth is deeply tied to identity, capability, and contribution, because society conditions men to believe that this is based off what I have read, what I have heard, what I have listened to. Oh, that was me saying that. Add my own. Because it is true, right? Now, I would like to challenge that society a little bit.
Okay.
I'm not saying that that's not true.
Okay.
But what I think, in my opinion, allegedly, that men created it, but men created society. So win-win. But in the hindsight of things, like I feel like everybody want to talk about history, but then they only want to talk about certain parts of history.
Yep.
It's like, well, you ain't acting like your grandmama. Well, you ain't acting like my granddaddy either. But my granddaddy was like, we keep skipping over the fact that your whole position in the relationship was based off of you being the provider, by you being the protector. We didn't make that up.
Yeah,
we didn't grib out the definition.
We weren't fighting for like
that,
right? To leave the house and go make us money. You did not do that.
I'm staying here.
Yeah, that was
We
not
gonna
us.
raise
Yeah.
the kid.
Yeah.
And so
Mhm.
when women no longer wanted to, we can off into a different thing. But yeah, I just when I read that, I was like, but even when we do talk to the men that we've read about and heard about and listened to,
Or talked to last
um,
week. He alluded to this.
exactly.
He said it verbatim. So it was kind of like,
Yeah.
hmm.
He said a lot of things last week. Shout out to John. But yeah, men, please tap in and let me know that if I'm on point or if we need to have some redirection.
Yeah.
Let me check and see what the comments is. What's up, Miss Mason? We love you too. TikTok, of course,
Bella.
y'all know we can't see them comments.
Yeah.
I hate that for us. We're gonna have to figure out another
Hold on. I'm
system.
about to be like, I got some names to be like, I need y'all to talk to.
Oh, but you know what? You can go on my TikTok and see my live, right?
Yeah.
Let's see if anybody wants to chime in.
Okay.
So, male self worth often becomes with a combination of one, performance.
Okay.
Am I doing enough? Am I providing enough? Am I succeeding enough? Right?
Mm-hmm.
And then we got protection. Am I keeping people safe? He said that.
Mm-hmm.
Am I dependable?
Yeah.
What my man say off wilding out? A little shaky. That dependable one, a little shaky, you know, because
Yeah.
we just I feel like the new society has shifted things around, and it's like, what have you done for me lately?
Okay. Uh-huh.
Well, you know, can people rely on me? And then purpose. This is the biggest one that I feel like that really touched my heart every time you talk to, essentially it's the same thing, but every time you talk to a man is purpose. Like, what is my purpose besides
Yeah.
this thing and this
And that's
thing?
what, yeah, because like we see each other as again, I don't want you to just see me as the mother of your children. Like I want you to see me as me. You get what I'm saying?
Mhm.
And I don't feel that men should have to do this alone. I don't agree to it. You know, like that's why, you know, it's a hey, I'm willing to participate in what is called life
Mhm.
with each other. Like you shouldn't want to carry the whole world, and nor you should want to see me carry the whole world. And that is where that reciprocal of like we're choosing to share the same space and live in accordance to like what we want to do in life. So to me, it's like I don't want to only see you as my provider. That you know, because what if you leave? What if something happens where you physically can't do it? So we're both gonna be fucked. We both gonna be. You get what I'm saying?
There's some people that are like that though. I mean, we learning.
Yeah.
We're definitely learning. What's going on, Miss Candy Cane? Now, does my life mean something?
Ooh,
That's
it
deep.
should. Your life should mean something.
It's everything.
Yeah.
It's everything. You know,
Mm-hmm.
men need women, women need men. It's just yanking and yanking.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Am I respected? I know that's huge. I know that is huge. You know, sometimes you can tell when someone, specifically in the situation where you should be more masculine, feels like someone has disrespected them. Probably not based off of what they're saying, but it's a trigger from someone else who's been disrespecting them.
Yeah.
And they pop off for like, what is happening? What's going on with you?
Okay. So when we were learning about like you don't have to prove it, you don't have to this, you don't have to that. When I think about like men and wanting respect just because they're men, that's where I kind of like, what is that?
What do you mean? What is that?
Okay,
Do
so
you want respect because you're a woman?
no,
Why?
I have to do respectable things. I can't just be like, I'm a woman. You're supposed to bow down to me when you see
No,
me.
respect. Respect is respect. Like you can why shouldn't we just neutrally respect everybody?
But I think that people off top, I mean, again, because I don't feel I'm like disrespectful to another human being, but I feel like when I see sometimes certain men will just be like, because I'm a man, you're supposed to respect me
Yeah.
because I'm a man.
Yeah, girl.
And that's the only thing that I'm trying to like, just kind of like consider. It's not that you have to prove that you're a man, but you also have to like, I don't know.
You know what? I wonder, and it just makes my mind. Maybe I compartmentalize, and there's levels of respect.
Okay.
Like I can just
okay.
respect you just for being a human. I ain't
Just
gotta
being a
bother
human.
you. Don't
Yeah.
bother me.
Yes.
I know you trying to make it home.
Yeah.
I'm trying to make it home, right? And then I think it's the respect of like kind of what you're saying on a different level. Like you are trying to now enter into my personal space,
Yeah.
and you stepping in here like, what's your problem?
Yeah.
Why aren't you respecting me? Can't you see that I'm a man? But your actions have not added up yet.
Yes.
Am I on the right?
But see, that's what I'm
train?
saying. But that's why I'm like, when we're saying that, okay, it's not conditional. It's not that you need to prove it. It's like all of those things that we're saying or that was said. I'm just like, okay, well, how does that happen at the same time? Like, I don't need you to, I don't know. Like, that's what I'm saying. I feel a little, I want to just understand that a little more. And if I had a guy that would be able to explain that,
What, like, do I matter?
you should matter. No, they should
Or
matter.
you're saying that I am respected?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I don't know. I think on the simple fact that like when you with a man and a woman, to me, in my opinion, is that I'm going to talk to you probably how I want you to talk to me.
Exactly. Always.
I'm gonna probably treat you how I want to be treated. But once I start to see you're doing something different, I don't have to disrespect you.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Okay.
But I could just move different.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like I'm anticipating that you coming in with the same energy that I'm giving out.
Okay. Because you know how like you can be like, I'm a man, respect, you need to make my food. I'm a man, make sure that you know, like
that's kind of like misogynistic though. That has
okay.
nothing to do
Okay.
with
That
respect.
doesn't have okay.
You know what I mean? And we've definitely encountered plenty of men that are like that. And it's like what you can do is I feel like I need to tell her to put this on her calendar because she called every week. You want to hit the button for me? I don't know what I was saying.
Okay, y'all.
My baby calling. I hate to hit the red button on her. Oh,
sorry. Tell your mama. Tell your mama.
I answered the phone for her.
We've done it on air and everything.
Pretty much, like a lot of times on the show. Yeah. And perception.
Okay.
I definitely think this is a big human one, but
yeah,
I can understand how a man wanted to be perceived. Like, do people see me as strong? Because for the most part, you damn sure don't want to be seen as weak.
For sure. For sure. Yeah.
Do they see you as capable? Can you get the job done? I was listening to Tony Robinson today.
Okay.
And he was like, it's not can you get the job done? And he's like, this is like, understanding people that are in relation with you, whether it's business, personal, or romantically.
Yeah.
He was like, you need to know if they can get the job done long term. I was like, ooh, stick a pin in it.
Because it's easy to start off with something.
Yeah, you might be capable to be in the frou-frou stages of things, but and I always say, like, can you stand the rain? Like, can you see me naked fully and still be, but okay, are you capable of you want to lead? Are you capable of being a leader? Yeah. Do people see you as valuable?
Oh, do people see you as valuable?
You know?
And do they? Like,
And just based off like a lot of Facebook posts and whatever and whatnots, I think that there's a huge gap in where men think women see them as valuable, or their only value is this. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, their only value is
And I was like, but why did you go out and get that watch? Why did you go out and get that nice car? Why you want to look flashy? They always say that we get dressed for women, but I'm like, you get dressed for women. But you still want to be like the boss hog of the boss hog. So It's so crazy how they're the same but so different.
Mm-hmm.
So crazy how they're the same but they're so different.
But they rather me.
I like that. King Keys 5252. What's going on? Welcome to Let's Talk Love Board with the men mental health. All right. So presence. Am I wanted? Am I appreciated? I think that's big. I feel that that is big.
Yeah.
On the simple fact that I have witnessed some women or whoever with when it comes down to a man and what they do
Yeah.
are very unappreciative.
For the men's, yes.
Yeah. And then, you know, like sometimes you could be taken as that you're unappreciative because you did something that they didn't like. I can that's a little different.
Yeah.
It's my own personal thing. Um, and can they be emotionally safe anywhere, specifically with you?
Yeah. That's what you hope. That's what you hope. But then it's kind of like, if you feel that you rather be in the woods with a bear and he rather talk to a tree, what's going on? Y'all gonna have to figure some things out, okay? Because you might as well do your own thing. I feel like if that's where you're headed, because again, when you're living life with someone, you're gonna have to talk about everything.
You should talk, period.
Yeah,
You
like
know?
hold a conversation. Yeah,
Yeah, I think that makes a difference.
Yeah.
Being in a relationship where you don't really talk. It's kind
Mhm.
of weird and it shapes how you do your next relationships because you don't know what to talk about.
Yeah, it's like y'all just twiddling your thumbs or scrolling. And again, you could be laying next to each other, but not having like more in depth of like, oh, how was work? It was good. How was work? It was good. And you don't even elaborate on anything else. You don't, like, oh well, what was going down your timeline today? Babe, it was like funny after funny after
Let me show
funny.
you the funny.
Or like, or did you watch any of mine? Because, or did I watch yours? And then of course that's when again, like stuff like that is what brings us like together. You get what I'm saying? Like that's what's gonna make us talk about like, well, why you got all this relationship stuff coming on you? You good? We good? Like what?
Are we good?
Like,
are you good?
What you feeling? What's going on?
Male self worth is awfully externally measured before it becomes internally understood.
Okay.
This is why many men struggle with the question, do you see me or only do you see what I do when I do what I do?
When I do it. Yeah.
If I do it.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Wow.
Yeah. So the key difference is what?
It's not good. I'm like, I know that I am sometimes from my world lens view of my trauma that I know that I have, my daddy issues. And I know that, okay, I'm working on those things to see men in a different way. Okay. Because I have sons. And I'm telling you, when your sons start to date and you see how women treat them, you like, nah, you wasn't raised like that. Ain't nobody going. And I totally understand that that's somebody else's son. Same way that you get what I'm saying? Like they know their kid, and then like you misunderstanding what he's saying. Like, nah, that ain't what. Like, why are you? You get what I'm saying? And when I was dating someone's son, I would be like, oh, they are just tripping. Okay, your son is not like, and I know that my son is not going to do everything that I know that he will do in a relationship. Same thing with my brother. You get what I'm saying? I'm like, I'm not going to act like my brother is like, like not a guy. You get what I'm saying? But it's like that's still my brother, and I know him, and I know like his intentions and things like that. But I don't know him in a relationship, so when I hear something, I listen, and I either go like, what, I'll go back and say something. I'm gonna talk to
I'm a girl first.
I'm a sister first.
King Key said communication, accountability, and appreciation being shown and acknowledgement are big.
How big is it?
How big is it?
But if that's big and that's what you guys need, I ain't gonna be mad that that's what y'all need.
All right. Let me see here. So the key difference is universal self-worth. I'm enough. Men's self-worth equal I'm enough for you.
Oh, wait,
men are often taught. And so
wait a minute.
I'm gonna get
That was
to
cool.
what we got going
That
on,
was
but our
lit.
guest of love is tapping
Yeah.
in. And so let me go ahead and
He
let
is
you know
expecting his
that
come.
tonight we got the powerful voice joining in. So we couldn't decide what this space is called, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is it the Love Lounge or is it
It is.
Le Beauty Room? You
It's
know, it's
both.
kind of French.
Uh-huh.
But so we got a man that's gonna come in who is willing to speak from the heart, share his truth, help us understand what identity and work looks like from his perspective. He has been committed to youth mentor since 1999, a husband, a father of two, and a community advocate focusing on empowering the Las Vegas community. With the passion for mentorship, he guides young people to achieve success and become positive members of society.
Okay.
He experience includes organizing youth programs, serving as one of the three directors of the Las Vegas Police Activity League, and past lead advisor for the LVMPD Dream Mentor Program. He's also an advisor for the Phi Beta Sigma Fraternity Incorporated Youth Affiliated Program, the Las Vegas Sigma Beta Club, and serving on the board of the Nevada Youth Network. He has earned a variety of awards throughout his career, including the LVMPD Community Service Award and the Excellence in Mentoring Award.
Okay.
He logged out, but let's see what's happening.
Okay.
I'll still, because there's accolades. Okay, he's in the building. All right, so we tapping you in. We getting you tapped in. We introducing you. Areas of expertise is organizational skills, training and development, certified instructor, youth and mentor and advisor. Accomplishments and awards. Like, let me let y'all know, right? Develop a twofold lesson plan and instruct a law enforcement officer to understand hip hop culture and the hip hop culture to understand law enforcement. I want to tap in with you about that for sure. Organizing and coordinated community activities for youth auxiliary groups of various programs and event, collegiate basketball athlete, Yavapai College, Brother of the Year Award, Phi Beta Sigma Fraternity Incorporated 2001, 2002, 2003, 2006, 2008, 2009, 2010, Optimist Organization Law Enforcement Officer of the Year Award, NBPA National Community Service of the Year Award of 2012. Nevada State. I'm gonna update my stuff.
Man, I'm
Nevada
like,
State Director Award for Phi Beta Sigma Fraternity Incorporated 2006 and 2012. LVMP Community Service Award of 2015. Las Vegas Police Association Chapter of the Year recognition for 7 years. Top Cops Honorable Mention Award in 2021. Best of the Badge Medal of Honor recipient in 2021. President of the Nevada Black Police Association 2023, current. Whoop, whoop. Juvenile Justice Impact Awards 2022 to 2023. Champion of Public Safety and Education Mayor Award 2023. Brother of the Year Award from the Zeta Phi Beta Sorority Incorporated 2024. Excellent in Mentoring Award 2024. And Las Vegas Police Athletic Executive Director, Las Vegas Chapter 2024. We still getting you to we still putting your accolades in there.
Wow.
Las Vegas City Council Heroes Hope Award 2024. Phi Beta Sigma Fraternity Incorporated Western Region 33rd inductee of the Distinguished Service Society in 2024. Mingo Health Solutions Law Enforcement and Community Safety Award in 2026. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and welcome this king into the building. We're gonna go ahead and save you, and we're gonna add you. We got a guest of love, Mr. Hunt. Welcome to Let's
What's
Talk.
going on? What's going on, sis? How y'all doing?
We're doing wonderful. How are you?
I appreciate it. I can't complain. Life, man. I got the little one. We just got done with his practice, and it's taking a little bit longer than what it is. But I said, no, I gotta hop on for sis. I appreciate y'all giving me the grace to give me some time. But I'm glad to be here, sis. It's been a long time coming. rapping with y'all for sure.
It's been a long time been coming. We definitely been talking about getting
Absolutely.
getting
He was on the
together
first
and
one.
getting down
Okay.
and getting on the mic
Yeah.
together. So first and foremost, happy
Belated Father's Day.
Yep.
mental health month
Hmm.
Yeah.
to
Thank
you
you.
for
Thank you.
sure, because that's the purpose and the space that we're
Absolutely.
in today anyway, to make sure that we do pay honor to that because it's very important. And we appreciate you coming on. So we did get into what the show was about, which is identity for men, and
Uh-huh.
we just kind of slip and slide that into and equated it to self worth, right?
Hmm.
Right.
And we broke down the definition of self worth, but mainly we kind of did a separate definition of what self worth means to a man. And
Yeah.
I'll go ahead and drop a couple of them, and you can just let me know if you agree or disagree.
Okay.
Definitely performance.
Performance
So what's the
for sure.
performance? Yeah, is am I doing enough? Am I providing enough? Am I succeeding enough?
Hmm.
Then we got protection. Are you keeping the people safe? Are you dependable? Can people rely on you?
Hmm. That's very
And
important.
your purpose. This one we kind of sat in for a minute because it was like, purpose. Is this something that men often equate to with their identity? Like, do you matter? Can you hear us?
I can hear you. I'm good. Yep. I
So
can hear
when
you
it
now.
comes down to purpose, do you think that
Uh-huh.
that's something that men often kind of quietly say to themselves, like, do you matter? Like, what's your purpose?
Absolutely. I think that's very important. And even when it comes to a relationship, um, one thing I'm definitely, I love about my significant other is that we make sure we understand each other and make sure we give each other time. So, because that is important. And and I think when you bring it all together, even with me, she knows I got to go to the gym. She gives me time. My wife knows that even with me spending time with my friends, that brings me joy as well, and she gives me time for that. And to me, that's the culmination of purpose. So 1,000%, I think
Yeah.
those things matter and play into it for sure.
Okay, that was deep because we were like, wow, I know that respect plays a big part of it. So let me skip on down. Um, I have in here what men wish they could say out loud. And then once we get through these, we'll get to some questions based off worth and reality and self worth. So, do men rarely say, I want to feel valued, not used? Uh oh. We hit a bad spot. I think we hit a bad spot.
I'm all
What he about to say? Because that's a
see, because I've been wanting to
really
hear.
big
I've been wanting to.
question.
I feel like I'm okay with listening to a man talk. You get what I'm saying?
I
Like,
love to listen to a man
and I
talk.
feel like it's like
Okay, we back.
I want him. I want to hear from y'all more. You know,
Yeah,
and not of like, oh, okay, well, like y'all don't value us, y'all don't this, y'all don't that. I want to know how to. I want to know like what will help make you feel motivated. Like,
yeah, yeah.
welcome back. Can you hear us? You good?
Your audio, can you hear us? Can you hear us? I know he's driving and looking. We can't hear you.
Yeah, maybe. He like, okay. Thanks y'all
He was
for
trying to make it to the crib. Y'all
Mhm.
know they be
He on
technical
that
stuff.
duty. Like, I mean, you gotta
You seen
respect
the
that.
awards, you
You
seen the
know,
accolades.
but he
Gotta
like,
take care of the
that's what
kids.
I'm saying. He still gotta do, and again, that to me is a man, that's like, okay, well, I still got duties to do it,
Yeah, but I'm gonna still try to. What did it say?
Yeah.
Be dependable. So, Hunt, I don't know if you can hear us, but we don't have any audio for you. We can't hear you.
Yeah, and we're talking to you. Yeah. You remember those days when we were like, often jet set on islands and stuff?
Girl, don't bring up no island. Whew.
She been waiting, and I just need to get
I don't know
into some
what's
things,
happening.
okay?
I'm gonna just go through my pictures and randomly post. I randomly post one the other day, and I was in the DR, and it was just, I don't know. It's okay. It's all right. And sometimes in life we sacrifice, so we're not gonna do that. All right, so we'll keep it pushing. For the men that are listening, just tap in. So, what do men wish they could say out loud? Y'all let me know. These is just all my thoughts. Okay. So you let me know if I'm hot or cold or medium or lukewarm or whatever. So therefore that we can know we on point, or we can make sure y'all get us in the right direction. Okay. So I want to feel valued and not used.
Okay.
All right. Let's see if we got action. All right. We back on. We got sound. All right. You in with us?
Sis,
You can
I'm
hear us now?
almost home too. So look,
You good.
I can
We
hear y'all
rocking
now.
and rolling
Yeah,
though.
for sure.
Yeah, we know what's happening, and the people listening know
Hey,
what's
we keep
happening.
it pushing. I love it.
Yeah, pivot. It's a pivot. That's
Yep,
what I
I
call
appreciate it.
Always.
it. She said he's on daddy
So
duties.
yep,
That
that's what
means
we
he's
gotta
a
do
man.
sometimes. Absolutely. There
Respect.
you go. That's right.
All
Yep,
right. So what we're
100%.
talking about now is the things that men wish they can say out loud, and you feel free to tap in on that. But the first one was I want to feel valued
Okay.
and not used.
Okay.
Do
And
do you
I
find
think
that
that's
true?
yes, of course.
Okay.
We always we want to feel value. And I think it's at times, even with my significant other, I have to let her know. And sometimes I think as men, we have to let our significant other know, like, hey, don't
Please.
sleep on what's been happening. You know what I mean? Don't sleep on what I bring to the table. You know what I mean? And it's not that she forgets, but sometimes you have to have those conversations and know your and show your value and your worth, because and vice versa. Sometimes we do it with our ladies as well. You know what I mean? You
Yeah.
know, my significant other, she cooks for the household, of course. So guess what? When she out of town, guess what? I'm struggling. It's struggle bus for me, and especially if I got the boys, and now I got to figure some shit out. You know what I mean? So,
Right. Right.
and it's like you realize, like, damn, that's a valuable piece. You know what I mean? Of
Mhm.
the household, and and you really take that for granted sometimes. So, but yes, of course, we definitely we want to feel valued for sure.
I love that. Having that conversation is key. It's almost like of not evaluation, but you're bringing it back around to the place of like checking in and making sure we still are where we need to be in the
Yep.
relationship.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
You want to feel appreciated, not expected. And I think that goes into what you were saying too, is that it's almost like an expectation, like you the man of the house, so this is what you're supposed to do.
Mm-hmm.
Correct. Correct. Yep.
All right. So now let's get into the conversation. That was our fluffer talk because we knew we needed a little bit of time for you. And
And the
so,
babies is ready. Like,
in my opinion, men are conditioned from childhood, and like we said in the beginning of the show, that we're all just little kids that grew up, right? And but specifically for boys, childhood was believed that their worth was tied to some form of performance. And that was, like you said, to provide, protect, produce, don't break, don't be weak, don't cry, don't need anything. And when your worth is tied to what you do and who you are, it creates pressure. It actually creates burnout and emotional strain and isolation. And that's in a child.
in the child. I I'm learning that again. If that is what you were taught, but what I saw as a girl growing up with a boy, performance was not expected at all. Just because you were a boy, you were treated a certain way. That was
Really.
it. Like, you did not have to burn out. You didn't have to not go out and play. You did not have to do any of those things. That's what I experienced. It doesn't mean that that's not, like what is on the, like, other people may have experienced that, but I'm like how I grew up, and I just felt like men were treated differently because they were boys. And like the way that my grandmother, and I love her, but the way she treated them crippled them to not to be able to do basic necessities of life.
Yeah.
Because they didn't have to perform. They didn't have to.
And it just makes me wonder, where did your grandmother get it from?
Her grandma. And that's why I said I believe that it's conditioning. It's it's kind of like and my grandmother is older, so if we want to take it back to slavery, their boys will be taken faster. So they want to hold on to them. They didn't want them to perform. They didn't want them to do what they didn't want any of those things because they could be taken. And sometimes, like, because my grandma's from the South, I think that that's what kind of made her like, let me just do everything for them. Okay, if you want to mow the lawn.
Coddled her boys.
For sure. For sure.
Well, upbringing and environment has everything to do with it, I'm sure. Yeah. Welcome back, Hunt.
Hey, I'm live now, y'all. No, we good.
We appreciate you scrambling into the crib. You already told me what you had going on, but we definitely gonna have to rerun this back, because me and you have been talking about going, like, we got like 50 topics at this point.
I want to hear about the hip hop and other thing, but I remember him from the first males thing, and that I couldn't even say nothing, and it still was like triggering, but I was okay with listening to the men's and what they had to say.
Right.
Okay. 7 years old. Very first.
I'm gonna support you, sis. For sure.
It just warmed my little heart. All right. So from childhood, I always like to take it back there, because I feel like how you were raised, what your environment was like, who were your, first images that you looked up to, kind of define what the work was and what it was tied to. And so we already know the cliche ones, right? Protect, provide, produce, don't break, don't cry, don't need anything. And when your worth is tied to that, like what you do and not who you are, it creates pressure and burnout and emotional strain and isolation. And that's in a kid.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on that?
So I think too, sis, like even with me coming up, again, I owe a lot to the organization, Phi Beta Sigma Fraternity Incorporated. Everybody know I'm an 89106 Westside baby, and of course I grew up. I came up from humble beginnings, and it was the men of Phi Beta Sigma who mentored me, and that actually gave me direction, and taught me how to treat a lady. It taught me how to be a man. So I'm forever grateful for the organization. That's why I joined the organization when I went to college as well. And I continue to give back and mentor and through that avenue as well. But for sure, it's taught me so much, and it's so important, because I think with men now, and that's one thing that y'all, excuse me 1 second. That's one thing that I make sure I teach my kids, is that we're men, and we are to protect and provide and do the things that we're supposed to do as men. You know what I mean? And that's always something that I continue to preach with my little ones, and then also for the kids that I mentor as well. You know what I mean? I definitely want to make sure that they understand what's going on, and make sure that they have the things that they're supposed to have in to prepare them to be young men. Of course, I have an 18-year-old, and he's on his way to college. And if you guys follow my vlogcast, that's what I talk about how young men should treat young women. And I've always taught him to be honest. You know what I mean? If you feel a certain way, you have the right to, son. You're young. You're 18 years old. If you feel a certain way that you want to pivot and not be in a relationship, you have that right to say, you know what, I want to take a break, and I may want to see other people. I just don't, I'm not interested in being in that relationship right now. But again, it's showing and teaching him honesty and how to be real.
I love
Yeah.
that because I was going to ask too, how is it that you teach them how to protect and provide but without the systemic pressures?
So I think one is definitely leading by example. You know, my kids see how I am as a father and as a husband. So that that's first things first. And a lot of people get it misconstrued. It's not about having millions of dollars. You know what I mean? Because that's not reality. You know what I mean?
Right.
And we all know some of the people who do have millions of
Hmm.
dollars. They some of the loneliest people. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Mhm.
Everybody using them, and everybody know they got their hand out, and everybody there for a reason. You know what I mean? And we know it's the monetary aspect of it, but when it comes down to being real, you definitely want to make sure that you want to make I'm sorry, you
What you
definitely got to make
saying?
sure you want to be real, and make sure that they understand what's going on. You know what I mean? um
Yeah.
but I do think too, as a man, you know what I mean, how I do lead by example. One, that's one. And two, just having conversations. I really have conversations with my son. I'm honest, you know what I mean, especially the 18-year-old. I've told him shit, and can we cuss on here? I'm sorry, I ain't even know. Can we cuss?
You
Yeah.
can.
But I told him
Can
shit, y'all, that he looked at me like, damn, and I really feel that's just being a man and being honest. I've told him some things that that a lot of parents wouldn't probably tell, and I'm honest with my kids. I
Yeah.
told him, yeah, if I've had abortions, and I'm talking about that deep. And he looked at me like, I
Yeah.
just want to be honest. I'm not perfect,
Say
son. I'm
dad
not
is
perfect.
human.
But that's reality of life.
Mhm.
Everybody want to play this
Mhm.
role like they got it like that, and everything is peachy, and it's not.
Not
Yeah.
This is a part of life and the things that we go through, and we must be honest and real with ourselves, and also with our children, and that's part of leading. I think in being a man and showing them how to be a provider and a protector.
that's deep. I know you
Mhm.
got something to say because you have boys.
I do, and I to me, like, because they are going to be dating women, I kind of like, again, I want them to figure out who they want to be and not necessarily want to chase after girls because, again, right now, um just by how girls are right now. I feel like they were the boys when I was growing up.
Yep.
Okay. Like the
Yep.
mentality that a lot of girls have right now is just to me, I want my son to focus on who he wants to be. Even though he wants to be in a relationship, I have to respect that because this is his life that he wants to lead. But I'm like, but you want to be in a relationship, and a relationship, like, you have to consider somebody else that you are talking to. When you don't want to do that anymore, again, I love that my son is honest. I love that he does want to, put God first, and make sure that, like, okay, I'm not lustful, I'm not this, I'm not that, I want to build habits and structure for myself, and it's supposed to be. And whether he got that from his dad, whether he got it from whoever the male figures that he have around, I'm just happy that he's been able to see something
Yep.
to be able to know either do this or that or yes or no, or the same thing with my
Yep.
daughter, making sure that she knows how to respect herself and
and
have
that's
confidence in
very important, sis, is putting them around positive role models. See, we get sometimes as parents, we get insecure because they may gravitate to an auntie or a friend or someone in the family. No, we suppose they just like us. We heard our parents that yap 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 and when running right there the most of the time.
Uh-huh.
So you need to surround them by some positive women, positive male role models,
Yeah.
because again, it takes a village. And in our that's what I love about my
Mhm.
brotherhood. We so notorious for that because there's sometimes I'm like, hey man, talk to your nephew, and they're like, man, I got you, and vice versa. But
Yeah.
it's so pivotal to surround them around positive people because we think that our word is gospel and they just supposed to listen to us. That's not reality.
Hmm.
But definitely getting them to know who they are, and getting them to find themselves. Now, I used to think, I'm gonna share this with y'all real quick. My son had a girlfriend at 16. I thought it was too serious. He was too young. But think about it. It's a flip side to that. Now they were in a solid relationship, and she was a good young lady. But I kind of felt like, son, you young, you need to be out there exploring, and trying to find yourselves. But the flip side of that, he could have been running with some knuckleheads as well. And he had a girlfriend that was solid. You know, she kept him on his toes, kept him on point. So I had to reflect and say, you know what, I can't be mad at his situation. You know what I mean? He's gonna learn, and maybe maybe this is something that's part of his growth. That when he gets older, he'll be like, you know what, I had a good one. I kind of want her to have some of the same foundation, you know, when he gets later on and choose, you know, his wife, you know, I wanted her to have the same foundation as X, Y, and Z, you know what I mean? And again, that's just all growth and through the relationships and experience that he's had. So, yeah.
That's beautiful. And then we forget, you know, at this age, because we know it's so young, but it's technically the age and the circle of life where it happens, where this is like that big love, that big, you know, and it's the big hurt too.
He was all there. And it's crazy. He's separated and I can tell he's hurt. I seen a sign of relief that he felt like, you know, I'm not as pressured. I can move the way I want to move, but I can see he messed with it. And I said, son, and again, we have to have those conversations. I said, son, that's life. I've been hurt. We all been hurt, man, but it takes time. And time is going to help you. And he's still friends with, he's still cordial. And I said, son, you know, you take the time, you know, that's going to help, that's going to heal. But you know, you still can, you know, have conversation with her, but you can't you can't keep going back and forth now. You can't, play the phone and then jump back playing with her emotions and she playing with yours. That's not going to be a good thing as well. So but it's exciting
part is because I have a son. It is right. And the crazy part about it, when I think about my son, I met his dad at 20. He's 19.
Okay.
Yeah. I've been with his father since I was 20. He's 19. So this boy is trying to follow, like he wants to get one girl. He's and I'm like, bro, look, if I could tell you the 20-year-old me, your daddy cool, but I would have slowed down a little bit. 100%. And for me to even have the expectations of wanting to have a family and kids and to have that pressure on you to have a family, and by 23 we're making that happen. 25, we was kids, baby. You know, I'm like,
and you're gonna change, and that's what a lot of kids don't understand. Like, you're not gonna like the things you like now. You're not gonna like, and the same with us. We didn't like the same things we liked 10 years ago. It's just all an evolving, you know, revolving door, and you keep growing, you get wiser. Right, for real.
1 month ago, okay. The wig that I bought last month ain't the wig I bought this month.
You know what?
That's fact.
You know what? So, from your perspective, when it comes down to identity, right?
Yeah.
You know how I often look at things is that we kind of are similar, as in the human aspect, but for a man, like, what does it look like from a male's perspective of your identity?
So I always teach my kids. I think identity is synonymous to pride. It lines up to pride. I always teach my kids about pride in everything you do. And again, that's one of the things when I take them to school. And you can even ask my eldest, you know, ever since she's graduating, I still ask them, who are we? Hunts. What are we? Leaders. What do we have a lot of pride? To take pride in everything, because that's your identity. You know what I mean? I feel, and you're gonna have losses in life, but we don't call them like losses. We call them lessons. You're gonna have peaks and valleys. You know what I mean? You're gonna have more peaks than you have valleys, and just getting them to understand that. Forget what everybody else thinks, and that's the problem. And I think in this day's age with social media, everybody's worried about what everybody thinks. You know what I mean? And some stuff again that I say to my friends, my close friends, or my frat brothers, and it's like they'll look at me and be like, "Bro, that's why people respect you, because you know you are you." You know what I mean? And that's just the reality of it. Again, it's the pride. It aligns with identity, and of course, you know, that's aligns as well with your legacy. So you want to make sure you have those lined up. But I don't care what people think. You know, it's funny too, because I give you an example. I got a good friend. It's my guy too, so I'm comfortable talking about it. He got a Cybertruck. I first wanted a Cybertruck as well when it first came out. Of course, with the shenanigans, and again, just because my political opinion, I'm like, I don't know if I want to do that. And then I thought about it. I've drove every car that I ever wanted to drive. And it's not a boast or flex, but it's like, and if my cars are all good, I don't have no car note. What would I rush to get into? You know what I mean? So, and again, that's still aligned with identity. People used to see me popping out with something new, or other people feel like, oh, popping out with something new that makes them. To me, that don't make me. Because you know what I did instead? I'm like, I bought another product. I bought a house on the west side through an auction for $13,000. It's probably worth $340,000. I got to wait a year and a day, and of course they got to put interest on that. So what was more smarter, me buying $100,000 car or me buying this property? You know what I mean? Or putting it down on the on the car, or buying this property. I think this property, because again, but then that's just a mindset. So I can care less what people think. You know what I mean? And when you see people who really have money and how they move, they can care less about their identity.
That's true. That's true. That don't mean.
So I think again, we get wiser now. 10, 15 years ago, I would have bought that car so fast. You know what I mean? But like I said, I didn't drove every car I wanted to drive. You know what I mean? And it's like, it ain't really. It's like, okay,
honestly, I would have bought that car.
You know what I mean? So, but I think again, now identity, when it comes to, again, it only matters to me to what my family thinks. Anybody else, I don't care. Long as my kids is in a safe environment, long as my wife knows she's safe, you know what I mean, and she don't need for nothing. That's all identity I need. You know what I mean? And again, I'm just speaking for myself. It doesn't, not speak for everybody else. But I'm respected for who I am throughout, my peers, and of course that matters. But I think that comes with just who the person I am. So
that's respect. I'm working with that with my 7-year-old niece, and other people's opinion. And it started with her teacher, which is crazy, And she's like, I got bad news, I'm like, what's the news? And she said, my teacher didn't make me feel smart today. And I was like, oh, we got to talk about that.
Yeah.
That's not her job to make you feel unsmart. But by the end of the conversation, she picked up on what I was saying. And she's like, so you're saying that, but based off of her opinion, in reality, she's not doing her job. Yeah, we're getting somewhere.
I don't know something. You are the
girl, right?
Yeah, she's like, because her job is to make me smart. Yeah. And I said, well, so I had to pivot her over to social media. I knew where I was taking her, because she's on TikTok, she's in the cheer team, she's doing these things. And I was like, what about other people's opinion of you? And she's like, but what if a lot of people say it? I said, but remember what the teacher said wasn't true. It was her opinion. It's just her opinion. And she's like, oh, okay.
Everybody's entitled to their narrative, but it's the facts that matter. I tell that people all the time. Everybody can have their narrative, but it's the facts that really matter. So, but I like that, because we need more of that with our kids. And again, I tell other kids when I mentor, like, you shouldn't get the feel good from some stranger. That teacher got to do her job. The family should be having that foundation, building our kids up, knowing that they priority, knowing that they're beautiful, knowing that they're smart, and of course, when we start that at home, they don't need nobody else's opinion. You know what I mean? And again, that's what, as parents, sometimes I think we forget, just more building our kids up, letting them know they special, letting them know they come from a bloodline of resilient people. You know what I mean? So, yeah.
The smallest thing too, because I'm not as tall as others, and so when I see young girls, they size me up for sure. You know what I mean? And then I hit them with the, hey girl, and they're like, oh wait, this ain't that. No, this ain't that. Like, we good. Yeah. You should be good, because just because I don't know you don't mean I can't speak. Love on you and care for you. It doesn't work.
We do that too as fellas. We do that as fellas as well. Sometimes I don't get it. I'm gonna speak. That's just who I am. You know what I mean? And we should speak to each other anyway. You know what I mean? So
it breaks the weirdness in the air. Just
You see, she had a day we was at the Aces game, and she said hello to every.
It was my goal to speak to every Black person that I saw,
and it just changed. Like, they could just be looking and just trying to get to their destination. And she's like, hey, they're like, hey, like, we don't know them from a can of paint. feel good.
Yeah.
That's that vibe. That's that good energy. And I love, and it's funny.
Right.
That's how I pick my friends. Like, I really got some dope friends, you know what I mean? But their energy is so good. Like, and just like yo, I'm sure y'all tight as thick as thieves because y'all energy, y'all feed off each other, you know what I mean? And you need people around you like that. I don't hang with Debbie Downers, and I tell people in a heartbeat, like, I can't hang with you, bro. You too sad for me. You know what I mean? You had
Where's the
like your
solution?
dog died every day, so yeah, we can't. I can't rock with that. But no, you got to pick your tribe, and your tribe's got to be uplifting. Your tribe got to be vibrant. You know what I mean? That's what it's about. Yeah.
That's definitely what it's about.
Mhm.
So have you ever had to, or if so, feel the pressure to like perform just basically because you were a male?
So yes, I say that because I think as a man, again, it's just my opinion. I know some brothers may be may think different out there, and they're tied to their opinion. But as a man, it's just certain things that we should do as men. Um, and performing would be even. I would take it a step further. Like if I see y'all ladies coming in, say I'm a little bit behind y'all. We walking to 7-Eleven, we walking to a store. It's my job as a man to run in front of y'all and open the door. I got that, ladies. You know what I mean? And to me, to me, that's performing as you should. You should be a man. You should look out, especially for your people, especially for your women. So I would say yes, as a man, we need to take the steps to be able to show leadership. Now, guess who else may be looking? It may be a young man looking. It may be some young ladies looking. You know what I mean? Now they seeing like, man, this is how I should be treated, and this is how they should be treated. So I think as a man, we need to do a better job at again leading by example and doing the small things like that, just to let women know and just let again the world know who we are and the leaders that we are. So yeah, and even definitely in my household, I feel I have to do that as the man of the household. Um, but again, I'm not saying I'm not vulnerable. At times I am vulnerable at home when when I'm with the lady, when I'm with my kids. But I also feel though, again, their strength comes from me, from being the head of the household. So a lot of times I have to protect, of course, and that's in all aspects. Somebody knock at the door, and my son, they already know I'm the first one to answer the door. You know what I mean? Especially if I'm home, I'm the one who answered the door. You know what I mean? Because we don't know who at that door or who coming through that door. So you know what I mean.
Yeah.
I feel it's my job as the man to be the protector, to be like, you know what, let me check it out first, you know, and then make sure everything is okay. It's just like at night, some drop at night or it's a loud bang. I can't look at my wife and be like, you gonna go check on that or what was that? God, I gotta get up as a man now. If I gotta grab my
Yeah.
piece to be like, what's going on in there? You know what I mean? As a man, that's what we gotta do. You
I'm
know what I mean?
behind
You're right. You see what
so
I'm saying? But
got
some
a
men
man.
they don't think like that. You'd be surprised. You'd be like,
Yeah. Oh yeah.
yeah. And
Yeah.
or even if the
Some
wife,
people
if the
don't.
lady tell you, if the lady go up, it's some ladies that'd be like they'll jump up first, and my lady no, she'll get cussed out. Like, no, that ain't your job. You know what I mean?
She like, let me
I
sit
have gotten
here.
cussed out. Okay, I just like to be saying.
Like,
Okay, I'm like somebody going in our car.
Yeah.
I'm like pregnant. They like
Yeah.
Marcus cussed me out. Come on, it's in this goddamn house. Why you
in
over here?
this house.
I said, well, he was in our car.
Right.
Like
Right.
I'm just going upstairs. You
Yeah.
know, like then.
All right, let's talk about invisibility a little bit because many men
Mm,
feel unseen even when they're doing everything right, right? They
okay.
show up, they work hard, they protect, they provide, they sacrifice, and still, I hear a lot of men say that they feel invisible. So, what would you speak to that if if ever you felt that way or looking forward, even when you feel like you're doing everything right?
So I think with in my specific relationship, is we communicate. We definitely communicate. I think what's great about me and Lisa is we really don't really, and people be like, yeah, okay, we really don't beef like that. We'll beef over the simple. I remember the last big blowout we had was when Bryce was born. This is 7 years ago. um I wanted to put, so we put his, of course, his name and initials on his wall in his room. I wanted to put S and not his last name. And we really was at, I mean, we was at each other's throat about, well, I think it should be Sheldon. I'm like, no, I think we should just put S, Bryce S. Hunt. But when we do go at each other, sometimes it's you know, she knows me, I know my partner very well, and I think that's the pivotal point as well. A lot of people get in relationships and they really don't know their partners. You know what I mean? And sometimes it happens. It's life. So, and I get it, but my wife know me to the T. She know I'm passionate, what I'm passionate about. She know what I'm gonna get mad about. She know what I'm gonna start cussing about. You know what I mean? She gives me my space. You know, I don't have to be like, well, you know, let me ask my wife. No, babe, I'm going here. Okay, babe, be safe, and vice versa, because I know she needs her time and her space. But the point I'm making is that she we know each other, and you know, one, we wake up every morning, we kiss each other. The first thing we do when we roll over, we kiss each other in the lips. And we don't really never go to bed mad with each other, you know what I mean, at each other. So and again, it's crazy, y'all. Y'all may be like, oh, well, he may be capping, but that's just the reality. And it's crazy because it really wasn't planned. And I really think it's about, she knows me and I know her, you know what I mean? So of course we're each other's support system. And I really think that plays a lot in it. So I would beg to say that if you don't feel like you're seen, you really should take time to really get to know your person that you're with, you know, more mentally, spiritually, and you know, and physically too sometimes, because you'd be
Mhm.
surprised that, you know, a lot of people have been with each other for a while and they still don't know what gets you know, they significant other off. And I think that's a problem if you together for years and you don't know. But that's a part of being seen, you know what I mean? Because I can see her
100%.
sexually and physically, you see what I'm saying? That's a part of
Right.
being
Mhm.
seen. And also, so I also like to give it up, at times where I am getting awarded or I'm getting honored. That's the first person I shout out, because none of this is possible without my wife. If I had a wife that was always nagging, you ain't never home, because she knows me. She know before she got with me, I was in the community, I'm passionate, and I balance. I make sure I spend time with my family as well and provide for them, so
Mhm.
she don't have to worry about that. But I give it up to my wife. You know, y'all thanking me. Y'all need to thank her, because it's because of her. She's giving me the opportunity to come out,
Yeah.
Mhm.
help raise the, you know, and be that village, you know, to a lot of people and other people kids. And
Mhm.
a lot of people usually salute me like, man, that's cool that you, yeah, man, without her, you know, this shit ain't possible. You know what I mean? So, but I think
Right.
that's the reality of just knowing each other, man. Really, really knowing each other, knowing your partner, acknowledging them. It's the small things that I do. My wife make my plate every night, and guess what? I'm gonna tell her every night. Thank you, baby. You know what I mean? And you'll be
Mhm.
surprised. Think about it. Sometimes it's just it's so consistent. Some people don't say the small. They wouldn't say thank you. They get their plate and they get to eating. You know
Routine.
what I mean? Because it's so routine, and it's like,
Thank God.
I'm gonna give it up to my
Yeah.
wife anytime I can. You know what I mean? And that goes with everything. It can be something I may not like. I'm
Mhm.
like, hey, that ain't it. Some women will get offended. They'll get mad. You know, my wife gonna do. She gonna like, well, baby, what you think would work with this? And I'll be like, well, baby, I like X, Y, and Z. Because I would say out of between us, I'm probably more the fashion guy, and that's just reality. We know that. But she not gonna get mad at me. She not gonna be like, oh, what you know? She gonna be like, all right, babe, I got you. You know what I mean? And vice versa. If my wife's like,
Like you
babe, that
trying
ain't
to
it,
change
I'm gonna
me.
bust a U-turn. I'm gonna be like, all right, what about this? You know what I mean? And she gonna be like, all right, that's cool. And again, how many
Yeah.
people know man, they gonna get offended, they gonna get mad. So again, she's showing me that I see you, and vice versa. Because some people wouldn't care, knowing a woman looking crazy and be like, oh, you know, nah, I'm not finna let nobody talk about my wife. If I'm gonna talk about her, you already know that ain't gonna work. So, you
Again,
know,
you
Take
I
that
mean,
off.
you know what I'm saying? But some
you're
people think about it. Some people be like, they not gonna say nothing because they don't want to start, they don't want to rock the boat. Nah,
You're
that ain't
trying
it.
to change me. You're trying
Uh,
to change me, is what they say.
Yeah.
It's like,
So,
well, you know, you got with me because of the way you got with me.
yep.
But let's see what other questions do we have here for you. A man can be needed for his strength and his money, his stability, his protection, and still never feel valued, right? For
Uh-huh.
his character, for his softness, for his humility, his humanity. What makes you feel valued as a man beyond what you provide?
So I just think one, my strongest point is my leadership. My leadership as a man, and again, it just goes to my wife knows me, my circle knows me. You know what I mean? The circle that I have of men, that I'm cool with, they know me. So I think that's my strongest point for sure is leadership. The money and all that come and go, and it's funny because I can have a conversation. And these are conversations again, getting to know my partner before, and I would ask, and this is a question that everyone should ask their significant other, because we know there's some people out there, they sneaker chasers, it's about the dollar. If the world ended right now, if we had bombs nuked sent to us right now, or if it was a disaster, some kind of earthquake, 6.7 Richter scale, and everything is just dismantled, what is money gonna do right now? When we're in a life crisis, money don't mean shit. It's absolutely and people don't understand that. It's like, yeah, you want to live. I mean, my family don't want for nothing, and by the grace of God, I'm healthy to provide that. You know what I mean? And again, my wife works as well, and she contributes and she wants to contribute. And again, how many men out there want to play trick daddy and they think it's cool, and then they, oh, she don't want to do nothing. Well, man, yeah, that's how you gotta. You know what I mean? I've had these conversations with my significant other way before. Like, yeah, we both gonna have to work. Two incomes is way better than one. That's a fact.
Right.
Then we can retire early, and then we can travel and do what we need to do. And it's
Yeah.
only common sense, but it's not about the money. And again, I knew that when I met her, and that's why I married her. I'm like, she ain't about that.
Mhm.
And I knew that
That's
she come from good stock. She come from good stock. Her mom and dad still together. Her mom still cooked for her husband, so I knew what I was getting. You know what I mean? I get at least two, sometimes three meals a day, and you don't get that deal. And it's no slight on nobody else if they don't do it. I know it's 2026 and the world has changed, has evolved, but these are some of the things that I'm just blessed.
that you
I
value.
stock, you know what I mean? And I, and that's why I married her. People be like, and people who know my wife, they be like, man, Lisa's solid. I'm like, yeah, I got lucky, bro. You know what I mean? So, and I can go hang, Lisa, let's go to the strip club right now, babe. Hold on, let me put my stuff on, and we'll throw dollars in that motherfucker, like you know what I mean? Like she the homie, you know what I mean? And that's just my way, you know what I mean? And ain't nobody, she ain't going. If I was like, damn, she yammed up, babe, she gonna be like, she is.
Okay,
That's my
Keisha.
dog.
Okay.
That's my dog, man. I'm telling you. And again, I think a lot of people they have issues. They just don't know their significant other. But I knew this before I married her. You see what I mean?
Mhm.
It wasn't like, okay, I liked her, I'm gonna marry her, and then I started figuring this shit out. I knew all this shit before I married her. Yep.
As you should.
As you
As you
should.
should. So with that being said, what does appreciation look like for you?
Um, Appreciation is I think it's just the simple things. And like I said, sometimes in life we go, and we go because we do want to accomplish, we do want to we do want to provide for our family, but sometimes you have to slow down. And I think a lot of people they miss that as well. They miss that mark. And appreciation, I know what my wife like to do. So even for her, me appreciating her, she like to watch TV. That's her piece. Sit down, watch TV. So, and she'll give me that look sometimes when I'm running. Like, babe, you ready? I'm like, yeah, babe, I'll be there in a minute. So sitting down, watching the show, you know what I mean? That's her piece, you know what I mean? So she gives me that. She knows my piece and my appreciation, because again, when I say, babe, I gotta go to the gym, I'm not gonna get questioned. I'm not gonna get, hey, you know what? I'm going. We got a fraternity meeting. We got some new members that we want to discuss and talk things about. Yeah, babe, gonna handle that. And again, she knows me, so the appreciation is mutual. She knows, what things that I'm engaged in and I like to do, and vice versa. But I feel with my appreciation, just knowing when I have to sit down and attend to her, and I think that's how she accepts her appreciation as well. Like, okay, now I'm getting my time and I'm in my zone where if it's just sitting at the couch watching TV, cuddled up, watching a movie, watching the show, um, uh, that's just what it is. And vice versa. Again, with appreciation for me, same thing. She knows me and she knows some of the things that I like. And just appreciation is being attentive to me, even making my plate when she I've had a long day. I'm outside working with my son, playing, with basketball, because that's something that they love to do. And I come in, instead of having to make my plate, she gonna have that ready. And I think that's the appreciation. That's way further. That goes way further than just buying me something. You know what I mean? It's the small things. It's the small things for
Yeah,
me. So
that's what Keith said too. Appreciation is critical, even for the small things.
100%. 100%. Brother man, right?
All right,
Yep.
so the heart of the episode is, you guys want to be seen,
Hmm.
and so as far as you as a man, and when it comes to mental health, what can we do, whether it is your significant other, family, women, community, to um, help alleviate things when it comes down to your mental health?
So I think I just talked about a few of them, and again, giving us our space. I know some men. To me, the gym is therapeutic, and again, I'm not going. I don't go there to get buff. And I know a lot of people feel like, oh, well, you got to go to the gym. No, because one, you're gonna hurt yourself if you in there, or you roid, and I ain't never juiced in my life. Um, but it's therapeutic because again, you're getting your heart rate up. You're getting you're releasing some of your the things that need to be released. You know what I mean? And I don't get questioned on that. I know some guys would be like, well, I ain't really spend time all day with the lady. She knows that's a part of my life. So to me, she's supporting my mental because that helps with my mental. And she knows if I'm not healthy, if I'm not strong as the leader of this household, you know what I mean? How can I expect everybody else to be strong and do their part? So again, it starts with the head, and I got to make sure I'm one and I'm sane and I'm healthy first. So
Hmm.
just that alone, conversations, with the lady every day when I come home, we sit down, we take time out to say, "How was your day?" And I know it sounds cliche, but these are some things that we do. We talk about our days and we talk about our kids' days. Like, okay, so this is what happened at school. This is what we probably need to do X, Y, and Z. Oh, he had a good day. The teacher called and said X, Y, and Z. These are some of the things that we discuss every day. And I think again that helps and brings peace because it ain't like things are building up and now it's to the point where we months out and we ain't talked about nothing. We gonna talk about it if it's on our mind because we check in every day. So we have our check-ins every day. You know what I mean? Um, and also just being supportive. I do have a therapist, of course. The job I've been in for years. I see a therapist. I usually see her once a week. And my wife is very supportive of that. And again, she gives me time to decompress in the things that I need. So I think that plays a big part of it as well. Is just giving time, talking, giving me time to go to the gym, and then the physical aspect as well, because I think that helps with the mental as well, because that's a stress reliever. We all know that being physical and intimate with your partner, and she knows it. And I'm not finna go. I know people who they'll go months, they'll go 3 weeks, 2 weeks. I'm like, huh? So, but that's
You
a
ain't
big
want to
part of
touch
it.
him?
That's a big part of it. So, but I just think again, just giving me the autonomy to be me and do me and having those conversations, those daily conversations, I think helps for sure with my mental. Because when you put it in perspective, and I have friends that again they come home from work, they don't want to come home to somebody that's nagging, they don't want to come home, ain't no food on the table, you know what I mean? Um, and I can say I'm blessed. I just don't have those problems. I really don't. And but again, I think my wife knows, that these are some of the things that as a woman she has to provide, and she has to give me autonomy to be who I am and to be the best me. So
Yeah. Okay, well,
Mm.
I'm definitely appreciate you coming on, but
No,
here's the
sis.
cutest thing about this whole thing,
Uh-huh.
right? Um, I know this is Let's Talk Love. You know, I always want to talk about relationships,
Yep.
but you literally talked about your wife
Uh-huh.
the entire time. And it was mainly for you as the man, as the individual.
Mhm.
But I just love how
Mhm.
literally she's weaved into your
The
very
fabric
core,
of
your
you, yeah.
fabric, your being,
Mhm.
you know?
Yeah.
And so every time you would talk, I would just smile like, okay, all right, okay, that's cute.
I was like, okay, all
Yeah.
right.
I
We locked
appreciate you,
in.
man.
Yeah.
Huh?
I say, yeah, we locked in. We locked in. And again, y'all, I'm not saying we have a perfect relationship. I know again when it's times that I'm getting on her nerves, you know what I mean? Because I can be a bit much. The people who really know me, they know I'm very passionate, I'm very opinionated. And I can be a bit much, but she knows me, she knows my heart, she knows, like I said, the things I'm passionate about. And we really don't have that many problems. And it's funny. I can tell you one story, and that I want to share with y'all. I remember years ago. You remember Gafford Keys, right? Big G that worked with us years
Yeah,
ago, George Gafford. And this is
yeah.
the time I was with an ex, and you know who it is. And we've had a few issues, man. We had some issues,
Mhm.
and Gafford looked at me one time. He was like, "Adrian, it ain't supposed to be that hard." And I'm like, what is
No,
what
for
you
real.
talking about? What you mean, bro? He was like, it ain't supposed to be that hard. And all he told me was, when you find that one, it's gonna be easy. And I was like, and here he come. Fast forward years later, I'm like, God damn it, George, that's the hell you was talking about. And again, I'm not saying every day is perfect, y'all. We ain't that couple. We ain't the Huxtables. But
No,
we easy because again, we really don't have any issues like that. We talk our shit out. She know her husband, I know her, you know what I mean? And that's just the reality of it, you know what I mean? And we get
I feel
over
like
it.
that's the blueprint. Yeah, I
Yeah.
think that's my philosophy
But we
on.
communicate a lot too. We do communicate. If it's something bothering her, and in me, we're gonna talk about it. We're not gonna let it build up. We're gonna rap. And I think that's been successful for us for sure.
But I think one or the other or both has to provide a safe space to be able to
100%.
talk about those hard conversations.
100%.
So you guys must obviously feel safe
Mhm.
to say like this is what's bothering me.
Yeah.
Sometimes people feel like they can't say anything,
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah. No, and I
and
and I
that's
hear it. And I have friends like that. And you head on, sis. Like, I have friends that be wanting to get out of their relationships. I'm like, well, if you feel like that, bro, won't you sit her down and tell her your problems and your issues and see what happens from there. And if it don't work out, bro, so you rather get caught up lying and shit, make it make
mhm,
sense. But some
make it
people, they don't have it in them. And I know with me and my wife know, if it ever came to the point where I felt like I'm gonna let her know that it's too much, or we going in the wrong direction. And a lot of people live like that. I can't live like that. I gotta have my peace. I gotta have solace. Some people can live like that. I can't do it. You know.
yeah, that's
Yep.
real. Keeping that
Yep.
open and communication is key,
Got
but
to.
following up and checking back in is definitely the thing. But you definitely drop some gems and kind of giving men a different perspective, specifically if they weren't raised or they didn't have the brotherhood to pour into them and still in them. There's a
Mhm.
lot of for a fact that there's a lot of lost people out there, but they think
Yeah.
they hold. They think they've been found and delivered.
Mhm.
Right.
But
No, that's real. That's real.
and
Yep.
and then they pour their problems on. I mean, sad to
Mhm.
say, I'm just a woman, so I can only speak from that perspective. But
Right.
they'll dump their problems on you, and then now you are the villain, and you like, I mean, I was cool
Right.
before you got
Right.
here. Like, I
Right.
don't know
Right.
what.
Yeah.
Like what? Like you want me to? I'll be like, what?
Oh, how
Yeah.
do we get here? How
We're
did
not
we
doing
But
get
I
no
here?
think
bullshit.
too, when you that friend, like my friends, I got friends, they know they're not gonna call me only if they're gonna hear the real, because I'm not gonna sugarcoat shit. I'm not gonna be like, well, and I'm not the friend where you gonna call me and I'm just gonna tell you what you want to hear to make you feel good. I'm not gonna do that. It's just that ain't in me. I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna be like, you know what, you probably should do X, Y, and Z. And it may be even some realness. And I've had, a lot of my friends be like, you know what, I needed that. That was real. And you know what, I think I might use that. But some friends I've noticed, they not gonna call me because they don't want to be honest. And a lot of times people just don't want to hear the real. You know what I mean? And
They don't.
just like the conversation I just had.
You gonna call me.
Yep. Just like the conversation I was just saying about, sitting your lady down. If you're gonna, if you feel like you want to split ways, sit her down, man, and do it the right way. Motherfucker don't want to hear that because they ain't got the kahunas, one, to be a man and sit down and be like, look, this, I'm not, I'm going in this direction. If X, Y, and Z ain't happening, I'm about to go in another direction. You know what I mean? And that's just real. That's just being real. But you ready to take your chances to get her mad. Now she's scorned. And now she found out you didn't do X, Y, and Z. Come on, man, make it make sense.
You could have kept it real.
You could have kept it
and they're gonna call the people who gonna say the things they want to hear, not what they need to hear.
100%.
So they'll skip over your name to go to the next name.
And that's cool. I'll be that friend.
Or have
cool
the same ideology as them.
And I'm cool with that. I'll be that friend.
Yeah, go ahead.
We in the delusion together.
Right. Because I'm the type. I'm my friends. I want it straight. Don't sugarcoat nothing with me. You know what I mean? I want my friends to keep it real and be straight. Yeah, 100%.
Right, wrong, or indifferent. Let me know where I'm at. Yeah, because I might have been wrong, and I can apologize for that.
Correct.
Or I could just tell you, like, no, I meant that shit.
Yep.
I meant that, and I did that on purpose.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. So, but in
100%.
the comments they say, "Sharon, brother, happy for you and your marriage," and that just made me think about the fact that it is great to have a male come on and speak highly of their marriage, right? Because typically you'll get men who want to just highlight the negative. And for sure, when I did the last Let's Talk Love with the wives, it was some wives that was mad at me because they were like, they only spoke on the good. You didn't even ask any questions about this, that, and the other. And I said, I know. I directed the conversation only on the simple fact that if you are a new woman who wants to be a wife, maybe you need to hear the good things about marriage before attempting to be married.
Yep.
You don't always have to hear the negative. We know that it's there. We know that it exists. But why are you married if you don't want to be married, if it's not a good marriage? So it's good to see that. So I definitely appreciate you doing that. But every time you was talking, I was just like, and then I would hear her laugh a little bit.
But what I think too, sis, is the negative. What is the negative going to solve? So any leadership position I've had, even now as the president of the Black Police Association, if you ain't got no solutions, what are we saying? You know what I mean? What are we doing? You know what I mean? And of course, you got those members who sit on the sideline. They complain about things. They ain't brought no ideas to the meeting. They ain't put nothing together. So what are we doing? So it should only be solution based. You know what I mean? Because if we just gonna talk about it, what is that gonna fix? You know what I mean? And I truly believe that. You know what I mean? And a lot of leaders, good leaders, I feel they look at that. Of course, you're gonna get the real, and of course you learn from the negative, and you build from there. You know what I mean? And and that's just the reality of it. But the negative stuff, man, what is that gonna prove? You know what I mean?
That's true. That's how Let's Talk Love got built. Because it's like, if we're not going to have a conversation, everybody's conversating, right? Everybody's talking, but what are we talking about? And do we have a solution to what we're talking about? Or do we want to just keep talking about the same things and going in circles? It doesn't really make a difference. Yeah. And the fake war is not helping anybody,
Correct.
All right. So, I did do a little affirmation for you guys.
Okay.
So we can end it out with a little male affirmation. Should we do identity? Should we do worth? Or should we do healing? Let's do love and relationships because this really was about love and relationships tonight. Shout out to Mrs. Hunt because she was the highlights of the show today. So love and relationship affirmation we got for you guys is men wanted to be loved for who they are. And so we can just repeat after ourselves. Okay. I deserve love that sees me, that not uses me.
I deserve love that sees me, not uses me.
I'm worthy of emotional connection.
I'm worthy of emotional connection.
I can give love without losing myself.
Ooh,
I
I can give love without
myself.
losing
That's deep.
myself.
Yeah.
I'm safe to express my needs,
I am safe to
Safe.
express
Safe
my
my needs.
needs.
and I am lovable in my strength and in my softness.
I am lovable in my strength and in my softness. That's true
Hunt,
though.
we love
Thank
you.
you.
You know what it is. We
Absolutely.
appreciate
And
you
I owe
stepping
y'all another one because I apologize. I didn't again. My son, they said his practice at one time. They still got him on the court. I'm like, man, I got stuff to do. So I owe y'all whenever y'all let me know, so I can be stationary, sitting down, locked in. So I owe y'all another one. Whenever y'all are ready, let me know.
Well, you know the conversation about love and is leadership essentially, but connecting the police to our
Hip hop.
community, that still was something that you and I have been talking about
Absolutely. We can
for a
talk about
long
that,
time.
because and you know how it is, Keys. It's tough. We deal with a lot. We got to deal with our counterparts, and then we got to deal with our people that look like us, and not
Right.
understanding that like, man, I'm from the soil. You know what I mean? And this is one of the reasons why I joined, to make a difference and have a seat at the table. You know what I mean?
Right.
And it's still far too many of us who again, we just had tunnel vision, and we don't want to see the big picture. You know what I mean? Because no matter what, it's going to be law and order. There's nothing you can't get around that. It's going to be police
Right.
everywhere you go. It's going to be, and that's the reality of it. So I've been a huge advocate in getting our people on, man, and getting us in positions where, and these jobs is good benefits, you know what I mean? And getting us in positions where we can open doors for other people, you know what I mean? But some people,
Yeah.
some are people, they just can't, they don't want to give the program. So it ain't 1930s, 1940s no more, y'all. We gotta give the program. So
We need new solutions. We got to come back to the table and have a different conversation.
okay,
That's
that
really
was
what it boils down to. But
Yeah.
yes, much love. We'll talk to you soon. Thank you again for being our guest of love.
hey, y'all doing an amazing job. I love the backdrop. You know what I mean? Y'all keep
you.
That's amazing. Y'all keep rocking out. And then also, let me drop mine if I can drop my handles real quick.
Yeah, for sure.
Please.
So y'all, I have a podcast, YouTube, a vlogcast, Raising Humans Together. I'm on all social media platforms as well for my short videos. R Humans T, which stands for Raising Humans Together. R Humans T. If you want parenting tips, parenting advice, I've mentored pretty much my whole life, youth. If you look me up, you'll see why it's a lot of successful young men that's in this community because of me and others, and I just wanted to pay it forward and give it back. But check me out, y'all. Check me out. Leave comments, advice. Raising Humans Together. I just started about 3 months ago. It's taking off a little bit, man. I'm surprised and I'm happy. So, but again, I just want to facilitate growth as parents, because everybody's a parent, everybody's a mentor, and I think we can all help each other. So, but I appreciate y'all, sis.
Sure. That's great work. That's great work. And let us know how we can help out if ever. We down for the cause.
I'll probably have y'all on eventually, because it's a podcast, a vlogcast too. So I talk on it and also have people, but I've been focused on the vlogcast lately. But I'm gonna get back to definitely having people on. So I definitely tap into y'all for sure.
Okay.
Well, thank
sure.
you.
All right.
Have
We'll
a
talk
good
to you
one.
soon.
All right, love y'all.
Good night.
All right.
Love you too.
Bye.
Wow.
That was a good show.
That was great.
We was talking for like 2 hours.
I
They
love
had us
that it
feel-
turned into
Yeah.
Let's Talk Love, even though
Wow.
I wanted to be like, okay, let's focus on the man, let's focus on the mind.
And this is,
But it was beautiful.
but it was, that's who he was. He was family. He was the protector. And he showed us like why he felt that way. That was embedded in him. So we can't be mad at something that you grew. Your soil was water.
But I mean,
And
at
that's
the
how
same
you grew.
time, like you may have a young man that's listening, and you may have a woman that's listening, and you just take from that what you can resonate with, and you can just leave the less. But I mean, it was a lot. I could scoop up a lot of that information and put it in my bag. So definitely thank y'all for tapping in and tuning in. We love you guys. We'll see you next
week.
Thursday
Yep.
at 7 p.m. And we have another special guest of love that's going to be in the building because we want the male perspective.
Yeah.
It's men's
We're
mental
listening.
health
Yeah, I was-
awareness, and you matter. You're enough. You're important, and you're loved. And
Yep.
we'll talk to you next week.
Yep, y'all matter.
I'll write that one too.